Or nah. Oh, there we go.
Welcome into Tavern Takes here. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. I'm joined by Cole and I am Josh, and we are gonna talk a little bit of sports. It's been a little bit. The boys have been busy. Let's just say that. A little golf trip between some of us last weekend, and we got one in Miami right now. Will's in Miami right now.
Will's in Miami. I tried to go live last Saturday, but it was a very feeble effort as I was dealing with some health stuff. So yeah, I tried to drop some content last week, but this is the first week, and I feel like 2 weeks where we're actually gonna have more than just me running my mouth.
Yeah.
So that's kind
So
of nice.
yeah, I know everybody was kind of getting sick of you, so
Yeah,
time to bring somebody else on again.
I, I was getting sick of me.
Didn't want to hear your intrusive thoughts just through your own.
No, no, I did not.
Um, I mean, we don't have a whole lot of news outside of. We'll start with the NBA, but we do have one finals team that has entered the conversation in the Oklahoma City Thunder, winning the Western Conference Finals, beating the Timberwolves. That really wasn't a series ever. Not really going to go into it a whole lot outside of just the Thunder are just really freaking good, dude. They're
It's inevitable. I don't think anyone that comes out of the East is beating them.
No, they're the best team. They're the best team throughout the regular season. The best team in the playoffs now. It's hands down. It's not even close.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to say about that Thunder team, and I kind of want to shout out part of my take because I thought it was kind of funny, but they made a good point with all their picks that are coming up in the future here. This might be the worst Thunder team that we see.
It's not wrong. Think of what they can do with all those picks and all that cap.
It's going to be. They might be loading up for a dynasty run here. These next 5 years might be ran by the Thunder.
They already paid Shea. They're gonna have to pay Jalen Williams. They're gonna eventually have to pay Chet, but Chet can't stay healthy. So how much is Chet really gonna command? You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't think he's a max guy right now. Like, does he have the potential? And can he be that good? Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
He can be good to be a max guy, but until he can stay healthy for more than 1 year straight, I don't know how you give him the max. I just don't. If you're an OKC spot where you got all these picks and you could package him with 3 of the 40 first rounders that you have to get Kevin Durant back home, I don't know how you don't do that. I mean, that gives you another championship, but then again, you make the argument, do you break up what's going well for you right now?
That's what I was going to say, though. No offense to KD. He's insanely good. That one of the best scorers, if not one of the best scorer of all time. He's so good, but he's also, since his Golden State days, he's kind of been not KD. You know what I mean? I shouldn't say that. He's kind of just he seems like he just kind of brings a cancerous aspect to teams that he goes to outside of when he was with Golden State.
I would push back on the cancerous argument. I don't think it's cancerous as much as he himself can't stay healthy, and he always ends up on teams. He'll force his way out, Brooklyn, and you could make an argument, and a very strong argument, that the year that the Bucks won the championship, if Kyrie and Harden don't get hurt, Brooklyn probably wins the NBA championship. I think you could pretty confidently say that.
Probably, but
I'm not trying to put an asterisk on the Bucks championship as much as I'm just pushing back on the cancerous argument with KD.
I mean,
I don't think it's cancerous. I just think it's injury.
Bless you.
Which is still not good. He can't stay healthy either. He's getting up there in age. The only reason OKC would make that trade is if they were hell bent on not paying one of Chet or Williams. And I think between those two, they got to pay Williams.
Oh yeah,
But
you definitely have to pay Williams. But
so that's the only reason you make that move, because then KD has maybe 1 or 2 years left where he's making that really good money, and then that opens up another max spot, if you will, for Oklahoma City in a year or two. But they're not going to make that move.
however, I was gonna say if they win the finals, this isn't even a relevant conversation. I don't think so. That being said, too, the honest aspect of the Thunder kind of goes out the window as well. Because
yeah.
like, I think it does. Why would they break it up? Why would they bring Giannis there when they just won the finals? I mean,
because Giannis is a better Chet Holmgren, and that's probably who's in that trade package.
Right, but then you're mortgaging your entire future now to bring in that guy to maybe win you finals when you're just coming off the finals.
It's true. It's true.
Now that all being said, we don't even know if they're gonna. Okay, we pretty much know they're gonna win the finals, but they haven't won the finals yet. So,
I don't think they do anything different. Like I said, that's just all speculation. I would think they hold serve until their hand is forced to make one of those moves.
Yeah. Eastern Conference, Pacers, Knicks. Do you think the Knicks come back? Goes back to Indiana. I think Indiana's
I don't.
Out, but
I think Indiana closes in 6.
Yeah.
But I did see something interesting today. Do you know what it costs to sit courtside in New York if it does go back to Game 7? And let me preface this with whatever you guess, it's higher.
God, I was gonna say like 25, so probably like 40.
Try $250,000.
Holy balls, dude!
$253,000.
That's actually insane. That's crazy. Yeah. I wonder what is it? Do you know what it is in Indiana? Like,
I can find out here real quick.
It can't be nearly that. I know they're like cheapest ticket for like standing room only entering the conference finals. I saw was like close to 800. So I could probably believe that, but that's insanity.
It's $215 getting price tomorrow. To sit in section 11 row 1 is $1,600.
That sounds more like it for a smaller market.
Yeah. I just saw that on Twitter today from a verified account. Like,
it's no wonder why you just only see celebrities in these big cities that sit in courtside. They're the only ones that can freaking afford it. That's insane.
$250,000, dude. That's
a house, dude.
Yeah, that's a decent house. That's just wild.
That's crazy. I would never. I don't make that kind of FU money to do that.
I will never make that kind of FU money to do that. But back to your question, if the Pacers don't close out in 6, I feel like it's Knicks in 7. But
yeah, I mean, I think if the Knicks can find a way in Game 6, I think it is Knicks in 7 as well. However, I just see this being Indiana versus OKC. But now, granted, and as much as I have hated on the Pacers and ragtagged on the Pacers this entire playoffs, I got to eat my words. They're really good. But that being said, I think if we get an Indiana OKC finals, that it's going to be more fun. OKC is going to win, but I could see them maybe pushing it to like 6 games. I think if it's the Knicks, there's a good chance the Knicks even get swept by OKC.
I agree.
I would say 5 to give them the benefit of the doubt of like a Game 3 at home win, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks got swept if it is the Knicks.
I ate my crow on the Pacers the last couple weeks when I went live. Definitely came out and said props to them. B. Kurt says needs Scott Foster on the call tomorrow, which
Gotta
I think
force
he
that.
is. I'm pretty sure he is.
Gotta force that
For sure, I
game
already
7.
saw that. Yeah.
The series stretcher, Scott Foster himself.
Yeah. I was just watching a Bill Simmons clip before we went live where it's like the last time we had like 2 small market teams for a potential NBA finals. It's like, oh, David Stern stepped in because it was 2002. It would have been Sacramento, New Jersey. And
Jeez.
then because game 6 was in Sacramento.
Yeah.
And then Lakers obviously ended up playing the Nets. So it's kind of like
The one thing that I do, yeah, even if it is the Pacers and whatever, the one thing that I do kind of like about the NBA as of recent is that it's like a new 7 champions in a row. Like there's not been
yeah.
like a repeat. It's a new 7 like champions. That's kind of nice to get a little diversity in the championship crowd
Yeah.
for the NBA. I know the NBA probably hates it.
24 fouls in the fourth called on the Kings. This is what Kurt
Because
said.
just Johnny on the spot here.
No, I don't know why he didn't just join us, but whatever, Kurt.
Yeah, he's joining us in the comments.
Yeah, I see that. So
But
I mean that's all I really got on the East. I don't have much to say until this goes 7, and then I maybe would have a little more to say.
yeah, I mean, same. It's
Kurt.
just casually driving and texting and watching.
Yeah.
Get back to the steering wheel, Beaker.
Oh, shout out Kurt.
I love the dedication, though.
Yeah, that's all I got on the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, Sam. It's Thunder in the finals. We'll see tomorrow, but
Super safe.
super safe. Let's move on to a little OTAs with OTAs starting. How we feeling on your Hawks?
Sounds like Darnold's looked pretty good. Seen a lot of Cooper Kupp's in the best shape of his life stuff. Seems happy to be where he is. That's promising. Nothing much from the rookies. Milrose looked good. As much as Sawyer wants me to come on here and say Milrose the future, there's still
QB1. I don't know. I heard you off the pot say that he's future QB1. So
if Darnold struggles, look, he's gonna have to take that job from Darnold.
mm-hmm.
Like he's straight up gonna have to take that job from Darnold, and the only way that happens is if Seattle sucks through the first half of the year, and I don't know that I want that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
The choice right now, as I sit here in front of this microphone, would be that Darnold lives up to his performance. But I said it before. I've said it multiple times. Milroe has that freaking talent, dude. Milroe has, if he can get consistent, and that is a massive if. But if he can get consistent, he's like 6'2", 245. 6'2", 6'3", 245, and runs a 4.4. Like, that in a quarterback is... But look at Anthony Richardson.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, the consistency's got to show up, and that's going to be to be determined. Kurt says Sammy D to JSN will feed families. Real quick before we move off Seattle and we go into Green Bay, I saw a top 30 list of receivers with JSN at 29, and I feel like that's a little disrespectful.
I do feel like that's kind of disrespectful.
I'm not saying he's top 10. He's got to come out and prove that this year. But
I'm not like a Seahawks ooh rah rah guy, but that isn't. I don't think that's very fair to JSN.
No, I don't think he's top 10.
I think he's in the top 20 crowd though.
Top 20, top 15. Like, I think
Yeah.
he's right around there. And if he does what he did last year, this year, then I think you can start pushing the top 10 narrative. But, we got to see him do it more than 1 year.
Right.
But without DK, it'll be interesting. But we've seen some love to Golden Packer
Crispy.
stuff on
Crispy.
Twitter.
Loving it. No pun intended.
Josh, we can't hear you.
I said I love it.
There we go.
No pun intended. I love it. Well, I mean, whatever. It's good to hear like Jordan say that like he's feeling back up to 100%. Obviously, with the offseason and him getting hurt last year, whatever. Golden looks like his route running is clean and he looks fast. He really looks fast. I'll say that. We'll see, man. I don't know. I do love though, however, not talking about the rookie. Jaden Reed coming out and silencing the big media by saying that the reports on him being like relatively unhappy that like they took a wide receiver and him just kind of calling out bullshit, just being like, yeah, we talked about this prior to the draft. I knew this was going to happen. Like, I know I got to step up, blah, blah, blah. Like, and then the Ja news that there was a contract reportedly offered to a restructured contract reportedly offered to Jair. So it does sound like Jair will be back. Everybody wants him back. Green Bay's been pretty vocal about that. So
the one thing I will say on that whole Ja thing is Packers beat writers took a beating on Twitter this week when that Ja stuff came out about him coming back. Matt Schneiderman and the infamous Pete
your favorite.
Yeah, Pete Bukowski or whatever his name is.
Bukaki.
Bukaki. I wasn't gonna say it. You said it.
I can't stand that guy.
Well, he apparently came out like midway through the season, and there's like less than a 10% chance that Jair plays. Something's going for the Packers again. Something's going on. And
my uncle chiming in on Jair.
Also, I don't know if you noticed, but it shows up on the screen now too. I just clicked on that.
Yeah, I good production. I did see that. Good work.
Little audible.
Also true to be here. Thank you.
It's true, but I don't think that's got much to do with Rosenhaus, to be honest with you. I think both sides were pretty just done with each other. And this is what happened. Green Bay went to the trade market for Jair. And they didn't get anything close to what they wanted.
Yep. Correct.
And they figured out, hey, we're just gonna have to find a way to make this work.
Yep.
Because we're not gonna get nearly what we thought. So that's what it is.
Look at what it is.
It's the same thing with Jalen Ramsey. Like Dolphins, which it's a bummer Will's in Miami right now because that franchise right now is getting absolutely torched because apparently they're trying to trade Jonnu Smith. They're trying to trade Jalen Ramsey and Tyreek Hill. And it's like, so you're just trading your whole team? Like, what are we doing?
Right.
Kurt says, what do you think they wanted? Day 2 pick or first? I think they would have taken a first, but I don't think that's what they were asking.
In terms of Jair, they would have taken a first, hands down. But I'm sure they were probably looking around like that third round, maybe.
Yeah, second, third.
And enter into the I'm thinking more realistically a third. They would probably hands down take a second. But I don't think it was there. Like if anything was offered, it might have been 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. But
that's
But the Packers didn't want it.
I don't think anyone was so disrespectful to offer a 7th for that, but
Well, I'm not
or
saying
even a
like
6th.
only a 7th, but I'm just saying like day 3 picks, you know.
Well,
But
like Kurt just said, it's taken on that money.
and he didn't want to restructure. He wanted his guarantees. He wanted the money that he made. No team wanted to take on that contract, so they were probably offering the Packers shit, or well, what the Packers would think was shit, and
Yeah.
there was just no trade value for him. That
The
was
one
essentially what it was.
the one team I really thought would take a chance was I thought Baltimore would really take a chance.
I actually did think Baltimore was going to take a swing on him.
I
I
thought they
agree.
would maybe offer that second,
I
but
agree. I thought he was going to be a Raven at some point, but I'm gonna ignore B. Kurt's last comment because I'm a Jair stan still. So
Jair's good when he's healthy. It's what B. Kurt just said.
he's very good when he's healthy. He is one of the
He's
top
got to
corners.
find a way to stay on the field. He's hurt
He is
every
one of the
year.
top corners in the league when healthy. He just needs to be on the field. These like 6 games a year stuff just it can't happen. I mean, you got to
He's
put
got
your money where your mouth is and actually be on the
yeah,
field.
he's got quite the ego for a guy that plays 7 games a year.
Right.
Is what that is. But when
Yeah.
he plays those 7 games, he's damn good.
Right. Yeah. He just needs to string together 14 games and not 7.
Yeah. Anything
But
else on the Packers?
not really. I mean, there's not really a whole lot of news outside of like we're all excited about Matthew Golden. We're all excited about Savion Williams. You know, there's not really
It's
anything going on.
OTAs. It's
And
OTAs.
and I'm kind of ready for Jordan Love to like take the next step as far as like his leadership role and like okay, actually I will say this because it was brought up to me this week by somebody else. But just real quick, last thing on the Packers. And I will actually self-critique here. I told this to Sawyer last night as well. The Jordan Love, like, I don't want to say hatred, but criticisms amongst everybody, right? Jordan Love has no excuses anymore. You got your guys. You know, you're healthy. Everybody's healthy. This is year 3 of you being a starter. Everybody saw what Aaron Rodgers did in year 3. Not to compare, but everybody saw what Rodgers did and then his step in year 3. It's your time now. Like you need to take that big step. There's the criticisms are going to be there, so you need to get work through those and actually be the guy. Mercedes coming back for the 20 season.
I was just gonna say, who's
would
he
love
gonna
it.
play for?
Would love it as a vet, like a vet guy in the locker room. Probably not. I mean, like, I love the dude. He's a great vet to have in the locker room. Dude would be awesome for like, you know, Kraft, Musgrave, those guys. But we're not going to do it. We're the youngest team in the NFL. Why would we bring in the one of the oldest guys in the NFL to come back?
Bring us Walker into training camp.
Yeah. I mean, but I do love the guy and I appreciate it. He's a tried and true like football guy and I love him. But
you gotta get him a motorized scooter to drive into training camp when they're all riding their bikes.
Although he will block the shit out of somebody.
Before we get into the Brewers, because I know that's where we're going, I quickly want to address my name. Resident.
This is for Sawyer.
Resident podcast guest and co-host Sawyer Huff told me all year that Cam Jones is next great Marquette NBA prospect and all this and all that. And it's not to say he couldn't be, but to watch Cam Jones go from like a mid to late first round pick to behind John Tanji it just makes me smile. Like John Tanji's now a better prospect. Like, it's just great. And real quickly, the other thing, and this is a little Wisconsin basketball side note. Wisconsin basketball out here scheduling some big dogs next year.
Yeah, saw that.
BYU in Salt Lake City and Villanova at the Pfizer Forum. Like, it's cool.
Getting Marquette fans all pissy that we're going to be playing Pfizer if I saw that.
I'm sitting on the for when Wisconsin beats Villanova at Fiserv and then Marquette loses to them. Like, somebody had to beat Villanova at the Fiserv.
At
Sitting
Marquette
on,
Stadium.
yeah, sitting on that tweet this year. So,
It's already ready in your drafts or what?
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
is gonna be so loaded up.
That's funny.
And like B. Kurt said, scrimmaging
Yeah.
Oklahoma
Yeah.
at Fiserv beforehand too. Yeah, we'll go to the Brewers. I'll let you go first.
5-game winning streak. This is exactly the Brewers team. Now, all right, and I know where you're going to go with this, but this is who, like, when I said the Brewers are going to win the division, they're going to win a playoff series, blah, blah, blah. You know, what I said in our hot takes pod in the past back in, like, February, right? Yeah, Yelly's been awesome. This is who I thought they were going to be. Like, this 5-game stretch, these last 2 weeks, even, this is who I thought this Brewer team was. So take it for what it's worth. We're only a couple games over 500 right now, but I know this was said off the pod in a group chat with Ed as well. It's a win in terms of like where we think we were at. When you say when you're gonna say we still suck, we're gonna be third in the division. It's a win being where we're at right now.
All right, I'll address what you said, and then I gotta address what B. Kurt said in the chat. So,
yeah,
I don't think they finish above third. I really don't. I think there's a you want Mitchell in here with the promo code.
All right, I'll stop real quick.
Go for it.
All right, so Tavern Takes is brought to you by Mitchell Robleski's promo code. Use promo code FAPSTERS at shankygolf.com for 15% off your golf merch. Hats, shirts, polos, Q-zips. Go get your merch and use promo code FAPSTERS for 15% off at shankygolf.com. Go ahead, Cole.
The consistency. Usually they get a guy or two that not comes out of nowhere, but was a younger player on the roster the year before that really steps up. See Jackson Churios, see Bryce Terang. You know, they get these younger guys to start playing well. And Caleb Durbin, who wasn't on the roster last year, he came over in that Devin Williams trade, I believe. He's been pretty clutch.
Yeah.
Good night, Mitchell. Sleep tight, buddy.
Hope works good tomorrow, brother.
He's been good. He's been clutch. Like, I feel like every time I go on and see Brewers X clip, like, it's Caleb Durbin with a clutch 2-out hit.
Yeah.
So, like, that's positive to see. I don't think they finish above third, but
do you think the Cubs and the Cardinals are sustaining what they're doing?
I think the Cubs are a wagon.
Okay, but
I don't know. The Cardinals are. I could see second. I would bet pretty good money that I do not think we win the division.
I'm gonna still stand on it. It's still very early in the season, so I'm standing on it yet.
Yeah, I think the Cubs are just good.
The one thing that I will say that the one thing that has been good that is now, like, I don't want to say becoming a problem, but just kind of being annoying is, like, it seems like every time we get like a pitcher back, another pitcher goes on like the 15-day IL, and it's like,
yeah,
come on, guys, like, Jesus Christ. And then like Woody and his like setbacks now and his minor league, showings, it's like we just gotta sustain being healthy. Like, that's the other thing the Brewers need to do is sustain health. But
yeah, and
I do think Jackson Chourio will come around, though. I do think Jackson Chourio will come around. He is very good.
I'm not like out on him or anything. I need to see it from other guys. And let's address B. Kurt's comment now. For those of you who don't know, back in it would have been 2018.
It was
They
a
made
while ago.
they made this bet. Pardon my take. Big Cat and PFT said they would eat each other's buttholes if Christian Yelich ever won the home run derby. And he had a chance in 2019 coming off his MVP year, and then he got hurt in Pittsburgh, actually practicing for the home run derby. But we'll see what happens. I mean, he's hot right now. He had two dingers tonight.
To add on to PMT actually had him on like 2 weeks
Yeah,
ago
2 weeks
or
ago. Yeah, I
so.
listened. Him and
And
Tarank and Freelick.
and they were talking about that, and Yelich very much seemed open about doing it this year, finally. So,
I mean, he keeps hitting like he's been, and there's a very good chance. I actually after that after I listened to that podcast, looked up home run leaders, and at that point it was someone had 20. I think it was Otani, and then Yelich was down there at 10. So and there were a bunch in between, but we'll see what happens.
also, I do want to say too, just since we're kind of riding high on Yelly right now, shout out Yelly and his first walk off ever being a grand slam. That was pretty freaking sick the other night.
Yeah, I was at the game where he hit the game tying home run against the Cardinals in the bottom of the ninth in 2018, early in the year, before he really got going.
Mm-hmm.
And then Braun followed it up and walked it off the next at bat.
Oh yeah, I do. I remember that game. Yeah,
Sawyer and I were at that game.
Yeah,
I'll never forget
I remember that game. Yep.
Because we were sitting there, we're like, man, Yelich hasn't really done anything. And then he homers in the bottom of the ninth. And then Braun comes up next AB and walks it off. So
yeah, I do remember that very well. But yeah, no, I hope he does it just because like it would be great, like national media content, kind of that like Yelly would win the. Do you think Yelly would be thinking about that bet though when he's up at the plate, like in the home run derby?
They asked him that, and he said yes. Also, heaven forbid the MLB leans into like the number one podcast in the world for sports. Heaven forbid they take that chance to lean in to get. I guarantee you they get 1 million more viewers for the home run derby.
Yeah.
If they just let Yelich do it.
Yep, 100%.
100%. They get
Yelly,
at least 1 million more viewers.
Yelly like is the guy that everybody wants in the home run derby this year.
Yeah, like everybody. And the MLB is missing out on a huge marketing thing if they don't do it. And it's not like they're.
Could you imagine the MLB promoting a bet that they're going to eat each other's buttholes?
Well, they're not going to promote the bet.
I'm just kidding.
But they will. They're dumb if they don't. Like, it baffles me. Like, if I was the commissioner of a sports league and I knew the number one sports podcast had this bet, and it's not like Yelich has hit 3 home runs. He's at 12.
Yeah.
So, like, if he's...
Well, he had 2 tonight.
Yeah, if he's 12 tonight.
Oh, including, yeah.
So, if he's anywhere within the top 10 to 15, to not include him, it's just a major missed opportunity.
Manfred is not a good commissioner. He sucks. He's the worst. He is the worst. He's a
bum. But
but yeah, I mean, Yelich has been awesome. He's been awesome thus far.
Got to stay healthy.
Got to stay healthy. I'm still standing on we win the division. Lastly, before we go, rematch in the Stanley Cup. Oilers, Panthers. Who you got?
Can McDavid win the big one? Can Connor McDavid win the big one?
Florida is a wagon, too.
Can we talk about the irony of that?
What's that?
That Florida has the best hockey team.
Oh, Literally, like, all right. So this is funny. I don't really know shit about hockey, but I will say this: we were at third at last night after our softball game, and I don't remember who said it, but somebody on our team was like, "Why is it that Florida's good at hockey?" Like, just out of the blue, very randomly, just why is it Florida's good? I'm like, it beats me, dog. I don't know. Like, they shouldn't be, but this is three straight for the Panthers. Three straight Stanley Cup appearances.
Outside of the Panthers, when's the last team in Florida? Oh, I guess Tampa won the Super Bowl in 21.
Yeah. Yeah.
But outside of those two, when's the last time a team in Florida, like, was it LeBron
I mean, like
and
Miami days.
Miami?
Yeah, I was gonna say Miami days, but Miami Heat days. But fun fact too, which I did not know until last night. The Dallas Stars head coach. This is his 8th straight conference finals loss. Not like all with the Stars, but every conference finals since 8 years ago, he's been in and lost.
You know, you want to feel bad for the guy, but then you remember that coach is making millions of dollars.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for him.
Kurt bringing up a good point. Tampa, the other hockey team in Florida, won back-to-back Stanley Cups in 21 and 22.
Shows how much we know about hockey. I just wanted to bring it up.
No, it's fine. It's just wild that like Florida runs hockey. Like,
I know yeah. It should totally be like the Canadians, but
yeah, you feel like of it if you had to pick fan bases that cared the most about their hockey team, other than Arizona, is Florida like the least? Maybe California.
Yeah, right.
That give a crap about their hockey teams.
Yeah.
It's just so wild.
Put a hockey team in Milwaukee, though, dude. I want a fucking hockey team in Wisconsin.
Well, do you real quick before we go? Do you remember when we were at Parkside? When we went on that Bradley Center tour, the Bradley Center was built for a hockey team.
Built for hockey.
Milwaukee, yeah, because Milwaukee thought they were going to get an NHL team.
Yep. Quite literally was built for hockey. Then we had the shitty ass Bucks in that tenure, that like 20-year stretch of just not great basketball.
20's a stretch because 03-04, that Ray Allen.
01 when we made that East Conference.
Yeah, 01 with Big Dog.
Like what I'm saying is like we praise the 8th seed. Like that's, okay, give me a 10-year stretch then. 10-year stretch. 10-year stretch of just like hoping for the 8th seed at best. Like it was lit when we got the 6th seed. Like
yeah.
But got anything else, Cole?
No, I'm good.
Signing off for tonight. You can find us at Tavern Takes on Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, and Facebook.
Subscribe.
Big Glenn Big Dog. Yes, like, subscribe, share. It takes a second, guys. Just do it.
Press the button, damn it.
We can see who's in here. Press the button, damn it.
Yeah.
All right. Later, guys.
Later.